And of course, we have our guest who joins us now in the studios to talk more about the feat of the young lads in Chile. We're talking about Golden Dudu Orumen, who is a sports journalist and, of course, a lawyer, who joins us now to really celebrate, if you will. And, of course, what's next for the Golden Eaglets after winning this Under-17 World Cup in Chile. It's great to have you on the show, Golden Dudu Orumen.
Thank you very much.
We're delighted to have you.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the Golden Eaglets, five-time champions. I'm sure you're not surprised, but if you are about the feat, I mean, what are your thoughts considering what happened in Chile?
Yeah, great performance. What we have done for a long time in this country is to live on talent and trust the average Nigerian to always come up with something brilliant when he's representing the country. However, it isn't a reflection of the standard of our football in this country. We're 5 times champion, twice in the last 2 years. African Cup of Nations 2015 were absent. Yeah. It raises a lot of questions. I want to look at, the performance, and then let's be tasking the custodians of our football. What do we do with these young stars? We've had them since 1985. A couple of them pulled through here and there, but it's not enough. We need to get a roadmap, a plan that translates success like this to something more phenomenal. By World Cup 2018, we should be able to play in the semi-finals of the World Cup. That's not asking too much.
Well, that's a serious one.
That's a serious one because
2018 is just
2018 is just roughly 3 years away.
Exactly.
That's 3 years away. Do we really have that time?
Yes, we do. It's a question of having a plan, timelines with deliverables, the proper personnel, and of course, adequate funding. I mean, it's not, Christmas doesn't come every day. You plan and you get to the point. The averagely, let's begin to look at, let's be honest ourselves. There's nothing wrong with these boys playing in another 3 years. Wayne Rooney played in the World Cup at 17. Okay. I'm not sure Wayne Rooney is better than Osimhen. I am sure there are a lot of more talent. And then we go back a little, go back and pick Chile Wakali, who incidentally his brother was in this team, and they hold the record of siblings winning this trophy back to back. There are nice sides with it, but I don't want us to lose sight. It's looking like Adore with all the fine things of a good movie, but let's not lose sight of the real issues. We have players who won 2 years ago who were about 18, 19, then will be about 22 by 2018. Yeah. We have 4 or 5 from this who can add to it. Okay. Then we go back a little more and have some more people from the Super Eagles, the younger ones in Super Eagles now, getting into the basket for a truly formidable challenge at the World Cup. Because, to be honest with you, yes, the World Golden Eaglets, we are champions, but there's only one World Cup.
Okay. This is one. Now, I'm looking at the players. We saw some of the players, their display. You have Wankali, of course, you mentioned his name. And, of course, Victor Osimhen, you mentioned his name, then Bamboye. Now, which of the players can readily just get into the national team, or maybe on the 20 level?
If we are doing it right, we have agreed positions. All of these boys can challenge for placing on the 20.
Okay.
And they can be part of a program. I'll tell you what, the Senegalese team that played in the Japan World Cup 2002, it didn't come by happenstance. It was an arrangement. At some point, quality players were sent in 2s and 3s to the lower leagues in France. And international weekend, the manager or the technical advisor has a retreat with them, which may not be football qua football, chats, and they say, hey, you, great game you had, but you know what? You tended to leave your opponent a bit too much, and you've got to do this, and they make all the fine tuning. When you unleash them on the world, a little bit of team discipline, they could have gone beyond quarterfinals. That is quite possible if the government and the people of Nigeria tasks the custodians of our football, the NFF, say, you know what? We see we have talent. Here's some money. Go to corporate Nigeria. Show corporate Nigeria what values they will get from association with this team. Start by calling it Club Nigeria or some name and begin to build and get there. We can get there if we want to.
Are you talking about academy now? I mean, because
organized academy is still quite far.
Okay.
For instance, in my academy, the oldest person is probably going to 17. They are part of a conveyor belt.
Okay.
But those who are near the end of the conveyor belt are the new champions of the world and their predecessors from the last event. Let's get the most or the best of these people, 33 of them, begin with a timetable that is getting us somewhere in 2018. Even if we don't make the semi-finals, we make the quarterfinals, by the next World Cup,
in 2022,
the world will know that we're there.
Yeah. I was going to talk about, definitely now that the event is over, the championship is over, you talk of some of these young lads wanting to sign contracts with some of the top clubs in Europe and all of that, and we have these issues where some of them end up where they're not supposed to end up, and all of that. What do you think the NFF or the football custodians, as you talk about, should be doing, to help these young lads, keep them away from sort of such instances?
Well, sometimes there's the need, or most times the need to have a balance between what we want as a people from these players. Their parents also want something. I'm facing a dilemma as well. One of my biggest talents, I want him to go to university in America. I'm trying to negotiate scholarship for him because I think that by the time he's done, he'll be about 20 and he still has enough time. But the father says, look, Mr. Orumen, you know what? I want money. So I'm struggling to, strike a balance. Now, what we will be asking the FA to do or tasking the football authorities to do is get the youth and development department to, give a game plan. Invite their parents to a one-on-one. A little seminar, let them understand that long term, these boys will come good. They should leave them with, the FA that will be able to guide them and ensure they don't get into dubious contracts, they don't get into the backwoods of European football leagues where, the lot of them will just be enslaved and the rest of them. There is a need to let people know what is possible, what the options are, what the dangers are, and that it's a value chain that everybody needs to make its own contribution. Parents who have brought the children up, the football authorities, the Nigerian public whose resources are being put into all of this. And that at the end of the day, we all have reasons to celebrate. They have to be educated. They have to be told that, yes, we are parents, but leave them to us. We are now in loco parentis. We will be able to guide them for the good of the game, for themselves, for their family, and for the country.